Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel, Adiatu here, Naturallyads on YouTube. So in today's video I'm planning for the week of May 11th to May 17th using a GP Studio kit. This is the first time using a GP Studio kit and I loved it. I just loved how it felt and just loved the kit. The only thing I wish is that they had more glitter headers, but I was able to use some glitter headers from Strawberry Lime Design. So the base took me like forever to lay down, so you're going to see me laying down the base for a very long time. But basically I did my normal layout with my sidebar. I used a full box, I used a weekly box for dinners, I used a habit tracker for breakfast, habit tracker for no spend, a box for the prayer that I'm praying for, what I was praying for this week, and then a free heart checklist that I had to cut up to know the free videos I uploaded. I used a few day extenders and I ended up using some half box extenders or whatever you call it. All the overlays are from Rose Colored Days. The May script that is in black was from, where was it from? It was from the Ginger Cat Studio. So I'm just going to let you guys go ahead and watch the bass to music and then I'll come back for the day to day. Also, I have skipped a week because I have been waiting for the kit for last week from, what is the shop called? I don't know how to speak anymore. The shop is called Panda Bear Design, so I've been waiting for it. You know, international shipping has been taking a while, so that is why I skipped a week and I just wanted to continue with the plan with me. So yeah, I'm gonna let you guys watch the rest of the base and then I'll come back when I'm ready for the day to day. Enjoy. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell to be notified every single time I upload. Okay, so hi guys, so 10 minutes later, I'm finally done. As you can see, the base is now set. So first I'm going to use my Modest Cat prayer trackers and put that down on the bottom of each day, just because I know I'm using it every day and so that I can calculate my spacing. So I went ahead and put them down in each day. I got the black and white ones, so I alternated between the darker ones and the grayer ones, just every other one, just so that they weren't all the same. So I put them down on the bottommost part of every single day. And then I also went ahead and did the Suhoor and Iftar boxes at the top after this and put them on every single day, just so that I could get them out of the way. So I'm not going to talk through that, and I'll come back when I'm actually doing the day-to-day planning. And also the no spend script in my sidebar is from Paper Sheet Plans, and then the Durago is from the Modest Cat also. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm ready for the day today. The way I planned this week was really weird. I don't think I'll plan like this again. I just wanted to try something different, so I basically placed down all of the boxes first before I put the character stickers down, and it got confusing, and I did a lot of rearranging because I wanted to plan in chronological order, and some of the stickers were too big for the boxes or just not facing the right direction. So there was a lot of rearranging in this video, so I apologize in advance because I don't like watching people rearrange stickers, so I'm sure others don't. But yeah, the first box I used at the top was I would say it's smaller than a quarter box, and then I used a quarter box under it, and then I used like a header at the bottom, which I do end up changing for another small quarter box. And then down at the bottom it was out of frame, but I used a thin washi strip, and then a header or a little thing, and then I used a half box down at the bottom. So now I'm going to go back to the top and tell you what I used them for. So as I said, it's a bit weird the way I planned it, so doing this voiceover is a bit weird. As you can see, I'm changing it, trying to get them to fit, because I had a certain amount of things I wanted to fit in each day, which I ended up having to just give up on some of the day. So the first box I used was to note that I was just so tired when I woke up for work, and I used a stick with a plan code girl, which I'm going to change to the other side later. And then in the next box I used a Miss Moss teacher girl to note that I went to work, but I cut the whole body in half just to fit it, which I was sad about. And this is when I realised that it was in the wrong place, so I had to swap them around, I think, I hope. Nope, I didn't, but I'm going to end up doing that. And I used a work script from Keepsakes by Ashley, and then I left a space to note the time, and I did end up ripping it as I pulled it up. So yeah, then I used a paper shower gel, Nana Gel, holding lots of paper because there was so much paper that I had to do. I was printing the packs for the homeschool children, and it was just a lot of paper, so that's how I felt, like drowned in paper. So now I'm changing the stickers. I don't think I moved it up because I was very zoomed in. I kept forgetting to look to see if I was in frame, so this is a bit of a all over the place plan with me, apologies. So then down to the bottom I used a car icon from the kit, and then I also used a RX prescription icon from Cozy Paper Co. It was like in a grab bag that I bought. So I used that to note that I had to drop off my mum's prescription at the GP after I finished work because it's near work. I also, of course, used a mask. Then I changed that little thing to a header because I needed to use the printer icon, which was clear, and that was to note that I print. And I also cut a sticker kit, and it actually turned out good. I was so proud of myself. And then at the bottom I used a film Coffee Monsters Co icon to note that I filmed my hair video. On to Tuesday I used a little thing, and then I used a I'm going to change the orientation once again. So instead of that header, I used the quarter, less than a quarter box, and then I used the header, and then I used another less than a quarter box. I don't know what to call them, so I'm calling them less than a quarter box to make sure everything fit. And then in the middle bit, I used a appointment label, then I used a long flag, then I used a like a label, and then I used a thin strip of washi, and then into the bottom bit of the day extender I used a header, a less than a quarter box, another piece of washi or a little thing, and then a header. So as you can see, I had lots of things to fit in, which is why I had the day extender. I'm just waiting to catch up with myself. So I'm just going to tell you what I used, the icons I used, because this is going to take forever if I wait. So at the top I used a grading icon from Cozy Paper Co. to note that I set a task for the kids online. Then I used a Coffee Monsters Co. voiceover sticker, which it's not showing you here, but I did change it to note that I recorded a voiceover and edited 4 videos. Then I did a munchkin with a play button to note that I had a YouTube binge. Then I used Coffee Monsters Co. Facebook and Instagram posts to note that I did some promo. Down to the bottom, I used a Cookie Sticker Co. Netflix scale to note that I watched the half of it on Netflix. Then I used, this was from this icon, I don't remember the shop, I think it was something Anis. It was from a sampler, so if you watch my haul, it will be in red. And it's like a really annoying looking girl because it's just everybody was annoying me this day, and I was just so annoying. Then I used a munchkin meal prepping to note that I was doing some cooking with my mum. Then I used a Sick with the Plan Co emoji to note that I had some knee pain, which I still have. Then I used a Netflix binge emoji to note that I watched Sierra Burge is a Loser. Then I wrote my presentation, so it's a Coffee Monsters Co. person on a laptop and writing down notes. And then I used the email emoji to note that I sent the presentation to my tutor. Then I used a little thing at the bottom and a YouTube play button from Coffee Monsters Co. to note that I uploaded the videos I edited for the week. Well, I didn't. They wasn't live. I just uploaded them. And then on to Wednesday. So Wednesday was a busy day. So I'm just going to tell you what I put in there, and I might be ahead of myself, but it's just better this way. So at the top I used less than a little thing and an early bird sticker from Once More with Love was on a sampler. So note that I woke up too early, I miscalculated what time I needed to be up. Then I used a glitter fancy label and a planner from the kit that had plan next week on it, but I ended up cutting it off to note that I planned in my doodle planner, but I planned in the month, I was planning out what I would do each day in terms of schoolwork. Then I used a GP Studio, should I say, dog reading. I think it was from a freebie to note that I did my weekly reading, and I put that over a label, fancy label type thing. Then into the day extender at the top in that quarter box, I used a munchkin with loads of Happy Mail falling on it to note that I got some Happy Mail from GP Studio and Lily Blossom Designs. Then I used a patterned half box and a GP Studio girl on in a Zoom chat to note that I had a presentation, and the presentation script is from Lily Blossom Designs. I took so long to lay this down, so I apologise that you can't see any of the icons yet. I promise they're coming soon. Then I used another quarter box and a video chat munchkin to note that I had another seminar observation for my observation group on Zoom. Then I used a laptop from the kit, and that was on top of the little thing to note that I had another YouTube binge while I was waiting. Then I used a flag and a munchkin on FaceTime or something, or is it emoji? And that emoji on FaceTime, and an observation script from Lily Blossom Designs to note that I had another online observation. Then I used the square box. I just wanted to try it out. I had no idea why I was using it. I just wanted to see what all the fuss was about. And I used a couple that was consoling each other, and I used a With Johnson script from where was it from? Ginger Cat Code, to note that I had talked with Johnson. Then I ended up doing more rearranging, of course, and I used a pattern washi and a Plan With Me sticker from Stick With The Plan Co. to note that I filmed the base of my Plan With Me. Then I used a thin strip of washi and an organised sticker from the kit to note that I organised my stickers, which I got from the Happy Mail earlier in the day. Then I used a little thing and a munchkin, like watching TV or on the laptop, to note that I had another YouTube binge after all of that. Then I used a quarter box and a film icon from a leftover. I don't remember what shop it was from. It might have been Paper Sheet Planned, to note that I filmed a hair video. I don't remember which one. And then at the bottom I used a thin strip of washi and a exclamation point icon from the kit to note I had to cancel my EE Wi-Fi device contract because I didn't want to renew it. So that's why I put the explain, because it was important that I remembered, which I did. Okay, so now moving on to Thursday. So first I put it was like an appointment label that was glittered, and then I used a munchkin, that early morning munchkin, to note that I woke up early for no reason. And then I used like a label, fancy label type of thing with a Polaroid icon from the Cozy Paper Co sheet to note that I filmed myself reading to the children. Then I used for my school, if you don't know what I'm talking about. And then, also, before I start that, I added like a day extender, half, like a full box extender thing. It was a bit taller than a full box because I made it myself, but just because I needed more space, so I added that. And on top of that, I used some half cut headers from Scribble Prints Co. and like a full box from the kit. Not a full box, a half box from the kit, and I added that to the bottom because I needed more space, and I ended up taking the prayer tracker off, I think, and putting that on the bottom of the extender because I needed more space. But it took me a while, I was a bit fidgety, but I got there in the end. So then after that, continuing on for what I was saying, I used a little thing and a munchkin with a play button to note that I had a Plan With Me binge. Then I used a little thing and I cut a bit of another header to put over the asterisk or the alarm clock, I think, that was on it. And I put a phone icon from the Cozy Paper Co. sheet to note that I had a work call that day. And then also I used another thin strip of washi. I might have cut it smaller, I don't remember. And I used a grading paper sticker from Cozy Paper Co. to note that I posted a task online. I did that in the morning. Oh, my belly's rumbling, I apologise. I did that in the morning, but I just forgot to note it down, so I ended up noting it down later in the day. And then I used in that half box on the top of the extender, I forgot that I had it, so I didn't put that at first, but I eventually put a munchkin that was planning and put down planning time. I don't remember exactly what I was planning, but it was in my planner, so I wrote it down. And then into the full box extender thing, I used another label, of a patterned label with a sleeping character from a freebie from the PBC sale, so I don't remember what the shop was. To note that I just fell asleep, but I don't remember falling asleep. I just remember waking up like, oh my god, I fell asleep. So I fell asleep. And then I used one of those labels with the little mini flags on them and a dog from GP Studio with a cup of tea to note that I had some lemon honey tea because my throat was feeling a little bit funny. So I wanted to stop that there and then. And then I used this might have been a half box that I cut down to make it into a quarter box. It's likely that it was that. Or maybe it was a quarter box that I made into a third box. I don't remember. And then I used another phone icon from that sheet to note that I spoke to my cousin on the phone. So I'm very much ahead of myself. But I'm just going to keep on going. Yeah, I'm going to keep on going. So on to Friday, I used another one of those full box extender things. This time it was actually the size of a full box. And then on top of it, I used a half box and a half cut header from Scribble Prints Co. just at the top bit in case it would show, but it didn't end up showing anyways. And then I'm going to actually just wait a little bit so that I can catch up with myself. So I ended up struggling a lot with the full box extender, so I did it off camera, but I just put a half box on top of it, and then I put a bougie box on the inside of it to make it bougie, and then I put my scissors on top of it to hold it down. So I'm going to talk about the things that I did in it, even if I'm ahead of myself. So at the top I used like a teardrop, and then I used like a wallet with money from the kit and a payday script from Keepsakes by Ashley to note that it was payday on that day. And then on top of the full box I used a stickers by Anis or something like that, again girl, with like Happy Mail to note that I got Happy Mail from Goldmine and Coco, and I also noted that I hauled it, which is where I used the full box for it. And inside of the extender I used a little thing at the top with a grocery cart icon to note that I bought some hair products online, of course. And then I used a washi strip and then a Peyton in bed, binge watching in bed. It's quite a big sticker, so I needed that space to note that I was just binge watching in bed. And then I used the other square half box that I had in the kit because I just needed to use it. I was just trying it out, to be honest, to note. And I used a budgeting emoji from Coffee Monsters Co., which I think was a freebie, to note that I did some early morning budgeting, and I used the budget script from Keepsakes by Ashley. So it's literally early morning, meaning 12 a.m. I think when I was paid, because I wanted to fill out my budget in spread in my planner. And then I used a little thing and a Facebook icon post thing from Coffee Monsters Co. to note that I did some Facebook promo. Then I used a thin washi strip and a Coffee Monsters Co. YouTube play button to note that I uploaded another video, which was my wash and go video. If you haven't watched that, go watch that if you're interested in hair videos. Then I used this beautiful pattern washi, pattern washi, and the burgers and fries like Hawaii icon from Ginger Cat Co. because that's what I had for iftar. I had some burgers and fries because I was craving burgers for so long, and it was payday and I had money, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to use my spending fund this month to buy a half a pounder and fries, and I did, and it was beautiful, and it was everything I ever wished for, and it was just great. Okay, now I'm behind. So on to Saturday, I used a half box that I cut and made smaller into like a third box, and then I used a paper shredder nana who was sleeping to note that I had a lay-in that day because I had been up all night the previous night. And then I used like the patterned washi, and I used a Coffee Monsters Co. emoji laying on the bed on a laptop to note I was watching YouTube in bed. Then I used a little thing that I trimmed down to make it fit, and a heart icon from the kit to note that I spoke to my dad. Then I used a patterned washi strip and a munchkin on a bed, just looking sad. To know that I was so bored. I'm so bored. I was just really bored and there was nothing to do and I was just bored. Then I believe I used a washi strip and a little thing, and I put them together to make them into a box, which you know I like doing. And I used this big binge sticker from Coffee Monsters Co. to note that I binge watched DC Legends, and I ended up finishing the season that I was binging the next day. And then that was it. So moving on to Saturday. So as you can see, I'm just putting on stickers because I'm ahead of myself now, which is confusing. So then on to Sunday, I remember that I did a lot of rearranging of stickers on Sunday. So at the top, I used a half box that I cut up to make it smaller into like a third box, and I used a Coffee Monsters Co. binge emoji on a laptop with a play button. I realised it was a play button, but I wasn't watching YouTube. To note that I was watching more DC Legends, which I finished that day. If you don't know what DC Legends of Tomorrow, which is part of the Arrowverse, and it was just, I just like watching Arrow and DC Legends and Flash and Supergirl, so I'm trying to catch up because I fell behind, because I like to watch them when the season's over because I'm not really patient and I don't like waiting. That's the best way I can describe it. So then under that I used, I think, 2 washi strips or 2 headers or something like that with a editing emoji to note that I edited some Insta pictures and I did upload them, I believe. Then I used a pattern washi strip and a lock retwist cookie and bestie sticker from Cookie Sticker Studio to note that I was like cleaning my mum's locks and just like picking out all the dust and just refreshing them, but I wasn't retwisting them, but the stickers still applied because she is the only person whose hair I'm doing right now anyways. Then onto the bottom I used 2 half boxes which I cut up and made them smaller. I ended up changing the one at the bottom that you can see now, but I basically made one into like a half, like a small third box and one into a quarter box. And I used 2 nano stickers from Papershire. One was of me feeding a baby, and as you can see the baby gets light skin because my nephew is mixed race. You know, I fed him, like when his parent, we were just chilling together and I fed him and we had fun. And then the bottom one was of like these are the mum stickers, but I'm still going to use them, of someone hugging the baby and their eyes were closed because we had cuddles and I rocked him to sleep and it was just beautiful and I just wanted to note in my planner, so I wrote cuddles and sleep because I cuddled him and rocked him to sleep. So that is everything. So hopefully you'll see me adding those. Yep. And I ended up having to cut the cuddle one because I didn't have enough space, ignore my stomach. And that is the finished spread. So I'm going to show you guys, wiggle off all the foil. I originally wasn't going to use foil overlays, which is why in the base setup you can't see me adding on the foil overlays because I changed my mind on using them, but I did use them. I'm showing you guys a little bit of a close-up and then I'll flip through what is left from the kit. And I love how the GP Studio kits, like the paper is clear at the back. I don't know why I'm obsessed with that, but every time I see that I get so happy. And all of my day extender flaps are slowly closing now that I'm looking at my planner. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I shall see you in the next one.